Hi, everybody. Today we have Lisa here with us. Lisa completed the Ignite Your Life reset. I think, has it been about 7 months or so, Lisa?
Yeah, we wrapped it up in early December or end of
Yeah.
end of November. Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. Well, before you had signed up for the reset, we hadn't met in person. And just a few weeks ago, I visited Seattle and bumped into you in a yoga class. I was so happy to see you in person, give you a hug and connect. And I was so delighted by the energy you were emitting, Lisa, by your vibrance, by your health, and just how radiant you looked that day. And it was just really wonderful to, yeah, connect in that way.
Thank you. It was that was such a gift to have you and Tammy and Jody all in the same place at the same time. That was that was really amazing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, very sweet. And this is what I love about these kind of programs is that we have a longer amount of time to connect. So the reset is 10 weeks. And so we're connecting every week and going a little bit deeper. And it's a very personal journey for each person, very unique for each person. And I loved watching what unfolded for you throughout. And if you could share with us a little bit about kind of what you were going into the reset for, what your intentions were, what your goals were when you first heard about it, what prompted you to say yes to yourself in this way.
Sure. So I think um I was looking for something that was deeper than the 10-day cleanses I had done with Tammy and Jody. Sort of, I had done them periodically after COVID because I had a really, really bad case of COVID in March of 2020. And I was using the cleanses to try to figure out what my body needed and what was healthy for my body. And because I was just having all these adverse reactions to diet and sleep and I wasn't sleeping and my hormones were out of whack. So when I came to you, I had gone through it. It had been, I was dealing with long haul COVID symptoms, which I still am, menopause, aging, um, and and I just didn't know how I didn't know how to trust my body. And I don't mind saying, like, I had an eating disorder when I was in high school, and so food hasn't always been uh I haven't always felt good towards food. And living alone, I don't like to cook for myself. So I was trying to get by on, you know, meals that would get delivered to me or meals that were made at, the grocery store, things that I thought were healthy, but probably weren't. And I needed there was so much there was so much that this next year was going to bring for me that I really wanted to give myself a chance to see what my body was capable of, and to see if and how much it could heal from all the things that I had been struggling with.
Mhm. That's right. Well, one thing I really saw that was a transformation for you during the reset, and I think it's still holding true, is this newfound relationship with food and cooking for yourself, and a newfound enjoyment in cooking for yourself again, delighting in cooking your own meals again.
Oh my gosh, I just came back from the grocery store actually, and I'm going to make some lentil soup. Um, and I just have this repertoire now of things that I learned how to cook. I learned that I actually enjoy eating them. They don't take an exorbitant amount of my time. And once I've figured out the routine, sort of, what in the grocery store is good for me and what do I really want and what do I need to keep in the home so that I have access to it? What are my staples? Then it just became, really easy. Um, and also there's something you said to me, and I think about this often, is that, by being consistent with and for myself, by feeding myself and showing up for myself, my it was a real gift. And I didn't know to expect that.
Mm, mm, amazing. Well, that's the goal of this process is that you're learning and you're doing these things during the 10 weeks, but that it's really about the long term, how you take care of yourself long term for months and years to come, that this just becomes a way of life. And now you know how to feed yourself in a way that you thrive, what feels good in your body. It makes it easier to shop or easier to think about what to prepare. And so I love hearing that that is holding true for you all these months later.
Yeah, I'm surprised, right? Because again, because of my relationship to food and um, I just never thought that this would be something related to food would be something that I would continue with. And yet it really is because I feel so much better when I care for myself this way.
Amazing. And have you noticed that eating this way, cooking this way is impacting other aspects of your life, like your sleep or your energy levels or how things are connected? Have you been able to connect some of those dots, or what else have you noticed in that way?
I think what's happened for me is because I gave this 10 weeks and it was a substantial amount of time to see what my body could do, then I knew what else I needed to supplement with, if that makes sense. Rather than trying all of these quick fixes and running to all these different doctors or plans and sort of dabbling. This was like, no, I know what my core is. I know how I can feel. I know what's possible. And now I'm much, much more attuned to my body. And I know when something is off. And I know when I need something different. And so I could I could ask for different things from my naturopath. Having said, look, I already tried this amazing thing and it's doing all of this for me. And now there might be, something that needs a little tweak in my hormones, or um, can we, shift the way I'm taking this supplement because I'm eating in these other ways now. So I don't know if that makes sense, but my sleep is better than it ever has been. My skin is more clear than it has been since I was a teenager. Um, I lost a lot of, well, I lost 15 pounds, which wasn't anticipated. And it's not coming back, which, you know, that's fine. I feel strong. I love what the less weight allows me to do with my body. I can hike further and harder. I can do more yoga. I can just move in different ways because the weight isn't there. Uh, and um, and most importantly, I just feel like I can trust myself.
Mm,
You gave me something that I could rely on that is is real. Um, it's not a fad. It's not a one-time thing. It's not uh, I don't need all this expert care in order to make it happen. I can, I just learned so much and I don't know, it's there for me.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trusting yourself and becoming your own expert care professional, your own healer. That's the whole goal is really giving you those tools, empowering you with the tools to be your own best healer or doctor. And so, yeah, I love hearing that. And especially, about the part about your sleep has been better than it ever has been, or your skin better than it's been since teenage years also. Like these are huge areas that you expressed in the very beginning that have been really challenging for you for many years. And yeah, it's really wonderful to hear that it's like remaining this way. There's something else you shared with me, especially toward the last few weeks of the reset, Lisa, and that was that you were really feeling an internal sense of calm, and it was steady, and that surprised you. Could you share a little about that?
Sure. That's been like the biggest takeaway. And I've been working, I think, very seriously on personal growth for the last 4 years, like digging deep into stuff and realizing that a lot of my anxiety and my depression is is related to my inability to control my nervous system. Um, and and so I've done a lot of intellectual work around this, and I practice yoga, I meditate, I know how to breathe and do different exercises. Uh, in order to combat, sort of in order to respond or react to when I'm out of control. But what happened to me during this cleanse was that I found myself, there was just this like, I don't know how to describe it, maybe a weighted blanket, a boulder sitting, like just, I just felt grounded. It's like, oh, I'm okay.
Mm.
I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I don't have to I don't have to like, I don't know. I shouldn't say that I know, I don't know why, but yes, that was a huge, huge sense of peace that in a way I'd never felt before. And that's what I turn to. Like that has become a big gauge for me to
Mhm.
figure out whether or not I'm out of whack.
Mhm. Amazing. Well, that is the most beneficial of all outcomes that we could expect or hope for. And I love how it came as a surprise. Like it wasn't initially your intention. You weren't expecting that, but it just unfolded naturally. And I could see it happening with you, week by week. And when I saw you in person, I saw that energy of like that inner calm, like that. There's a word in Sanskrit that defines health, just one word, and the word is swasta. To be established within yourself is the definition of health. When we're established within ourselves, our tissues, our body is in balance, then we are a healthy person. But really, it's that like that inner alignment. And I see that happening for you. So I'm so, so happy to hear more about that.
Sarah, that was something that other people commented on as well that I wasn't expecting at all was people would say, you seem different, or you just seem less all up here, or you're radiating. I still have a friend who lived nearby. He's like, when I saw you in December, you were literally glowing. And I know some of that's physical, but the parts where people are like, you seem different, I can feel that. I don't know if this changed me at the cellular level, um, but that's how I feel. I feel like I am actually a different person.
Hmm. Hmm. Well,
Um,
it takes courage. It really takes courage to decide to do something like this because it means you're changing your habits for a number of weeks. You're changing the way you eat. You're being vulnerable on a group call. You're sharing parts of yourself you might not have in a while. So it really takes a lot of courage on so many levels, Lisa, and you really just stepped into that and didn't quite know what you were stepping into, but just had an inner sense about it, went for it. And, the most precious thing for me is hearing that these results you've gotten, didn't just go away within a few weeks, but that you're feeling them months later and hopefully for years later, that sense of swasta being established within yourself will inform the other areas of your health in your life in a positive way. So if someone's has been thinking about doing this program or doing a cleanse for themselves and has been on the fence, do you have any words of wisdom if someone's kind of having some trepidation about going forward with the reset or with a cleanse for themselves?
I can speak to the things that people may have trepidation around, just given my own experience, which is, um, I didn't want to be hungry. I
Mm.
didn't want to feel that, like, oh, that craving of I want stuff and feeling deprived. And I didn't feel that way. Um, and I really value that Ayurveda is about nourishing your body and not just cutting things out. Um, 10 weeks is long time. And it's not because it's a long time to do the cleanse, although it is, but it's because life happens in the midst of that 10 weeks, right? And so you're not just isolated and focused on, shopping and cooking. and eating, there are all these other things happening that you have to manage. And what I appreciated about the group calls was that there was space for that, like that you could hear what other people were trying to navigate while they're simultaneously sticking to the cleanse. And that how you brought in, our weekly themes in a way that attended to things that made sense and didn't feel peripheral. It all felt connected and meaningful. And I'm a kind of person, like, I don't, if it doesn't feel like I'm going deep or meaningful, like, I don't have time for it. Um, and and yeah, so I think 10 weeks can look like a lot, but the motivation came internally, after the first couple of weeks, because I just wanted to keep feeling like I was feeling.
Mm. Mm.
Um, it's not a fad. And I think people could expect, I don't know what they can expect. I just know that I had results. I don't even like the word results. Things happened for me that I didn't know I could ask
Mm.
for my body. I didn't know that it was possible to actually feel that good, uh,
Woo.
without, without, I don't know, doing some crazy fad diet or going to the gym 3 hours every day, or, all this stuff that gets thrown at us. Um, this was really, really, yeah, life.
Mm.
It was transformational.
Mm.
That's the best word I can use to describe what happened for me. And I didn't know that I was supposed to be even asking for that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I give you all the credit, Lisa, for, stepping in with an open mind and an open heart and being receptive. And I think that's really all that it takes is being open, being receptive, and trusting the process, which I really saw you do. And so I am delighted to see what continues to unfold in your life going forward. I'm so inspired by you. This is what really motivates me every day to continue offering this kind of program and this work are these kind of outcomes and these stories. And so yours really has lit up my day. I'm feeling very energized and inspired myself and just
Thank
appreciate
you.
you sharing with all of us, Lisa.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for you. You know that.
Oh,
Like, you have a lot of wisdom, and I didn't know you. I didn't know, I trusted because of your connection to Tammy and Jody. Um, and they're such beautiful, strong women in so many ways that, uh if they said that there was something here and that you were a person that I could trust to try it out, then I knew that was going to be okay. Um, but you really offer a lot. So thank you. Thanks for
thank
everything you
you.
bring to the program.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you for all the beautiful energy you put out into the world and yeah, for sharing your words of wisdom with us, Lisa. So much love. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.